My beloved, my child, wrapped in heaven's own light, why do I feel your heartbeat quicken even before my words reach your ears? Because deep in your spirit, you already know. Tonight is not like other nights. The air is different. The wind outside carries whispers meant only for you. And I, Archangel Michael, have been ordered by God Himself to break through every distraction, every noise to get to you right now. I have been watching your steps since sunrise. And I saw the moment your name was spoken in heaven today. Yes. Spoken aloud in the throne room. A decision was made. A seal was broken and a heavenly scroll bearing your name was placed in my hands. It holds what will happen in your house tonight. And I am begging you, please do not take this lightly. My child, I am not just here to speak. I am here to deliver an urgent rescue. Because what is coming tonight is not only an event, it is a turning point. It is the kind of moment that rewrites a life. Some would call it a warning. I call it a mercy. A mercy from a God who refuses to let His child walk into darkness without a light. I have been pacing the gates of heaven, pleading for this moment to reach you. And now that it has, I can feel your spirit listening. But your mind is still wondering, is this really for me? Yes, beloved, it is only for you. This is a private conversation between your soul and heaven. No one else was invited. Before I tell you exactly what will unfold tonight, I need you to understand something that even the bravest hearts often forget. God never sends an angel without reason. We are not messengers of idle words. When heaven moves, it is because something sacred is at stake. And tonight in your very home, something sacred is about to be touched by either divine blessing or dangerous hands. You see, there are forces that have circled your life in silence, thinking you cannot see them. They have been watching your movements, tracking your blessings, waiting for an open door. And tonight, yes, tonight they plan to step across your threshold, whether through a person, an event, or an unseen energy. But heaven has decided this shall not happen without your awareness. My beloved, listen to me as if your life depends on it. Because in more ways than you know, it does. The sound of my words is the sound of heaven knocking on your door before anyone else does. The light you feel pressing on your heart right now is the sign that this message is living truth, not a thought you can ignore. You may have felt unusual heaviness in the air today. Perhaps you saw shadows move where there should have been stillness. Perhaps your dreams have been strange, filled with faces you do not recognize or doors you cannot open. That was not your imagination. It was your spirit sensing what was coming. And now I am here to name it. Tonight in your house there will be a meeting of energies. One is divine sent to deliver something you have been praying for. Even if your words never left your lips, the other is not from God. It is born of jealousy, of old grudges, of whispered lies. These two will meet in the atmosphere of your home. And what happens next will depend entirely on your readiness. Beloved, God told me to tell you this. If my child listens, the night will end in victory. If they turn away, the night will leave a mark they cannot erase. That is why I am begging you for just 20 seconds of true listening. Not distracted listening, not half-believing listening, but the kind where your heart leans in so close you can feel the breath of heaven on your cheek. And before I go further, you need to know something else. The enemy has tried to distract you today to make you tired, busy, annoyed or doubtful because they know that if you open yourself to this message fully, their plan will be destroyed before it even begins. So I will ask you this once with the urgency of one who has seen battles in realms you cannot see. Will you let heaven finish this message in you? Will you stay with me until the last word is spoken so that the shield placed over your house tonight will hold? Because my child, here is the truth. The shield is already in motion. I saw it the moment you opened this message. It glimmered with a light not of this world. It was your guardian angels stepping closer, tightening their hold around the space you call home. I am telling you now, by the end of this night, someone will have their plans shattered and someone will step into a blessing they never thought possible. Which one will you be? My beloved, my treasured soul. Before the sun even began to stretch its first golden fingers across the earth this morning, your name was already echoing through the halls of heaven. I was there standing guard as I always do when the atmosphere shifted. A quietness fell over the angels, a stillness like the moment before a storm. And then I heard it, the voice of the Almighty, rich and certain, speaking of you. Not in passing, not in general, but of you by name. My spirit knew instantly that this was not an ordinary calling. Something had been decided, something that would touch your life so deeply that it would mark the pages of your destiny forever. I was sent not to give a gentle word of encouragement, but to arrive in your life like a rushing wind, to break through every wall of distraction and reach you before the night falls. Because what will happen in your house tonight will either be the seed of the greatest breakthrough you have ever known or the spark of a battle that could have been avoided if only you listened now. You may have noticed it already. The air around you today hasn't felt quite normal. Small things have been going wrong or strange waves of emotion have been passing through you for no reason you can explain. That is not coincidence, my child. It is the spiritual realm brushing against your world, reminding you that unseen hands have been moving pieces into place all day. Some are hands of light, carrying blessings so carefully that not a drop is spilled. Others are hands of shadow, reaching for what does not belong to them, daring to touch what heaven has marked as yours. And tonight, those hands will come near your house. I am here to make sure you know exactly what is about to happen so that you will not be caught unprepared and so the favor intended for you will not slip into the grasp of another. And my child, when heaven prepares you to receive what is meant for you, it often begins by bringing peace, clarity, and faithful direction to the very area that has been weighing most heavily on your heart. My child, I see the struggle you have been facing, the stress about finances, the silent worries that stay in your heart, and the moments where you feel uncertain about what comes next. You have been asking for peace, and that answer is already on its way. You are not meant to stay stuck in fear, you are meant to walk forward with purpose, with faith, and with clear steps every day. That is why a simple system has been placed in front of you, a 30-day faith and financial breakthrough system, a path where each day brings you a focused prayer, a small financial action, and clear direction to help you move ahead. No pressure, no confusion, just steady progress toward peace and stability. If something inside you feels ready, if you are ready to change your situation, take that first step today. This could be the moment your life begins to change. You will find the link in the description, and in the pinned comments below. Now keep your spirit open, because the reason heaven is speaking with such urgency tonight goes even deeper. This is why God's voice sounded urgent today when he said to me, Michael, go to my child. Do not leave them until they have heard every word. Tell them they must not take this as a story to be heard and forgotten. This is a divine summons. My beloved, when God calls something a summons, it means he is not asking you to listen. He is commanding you to. This is not the hour for hesitation or doubt. This is the hour for the deep knowing of the Spirit that recognizes, yes, this message is for me. Because heaven has no interest in wasting its words on ears that are not ready. You were chosen because you are ready, even if your mind doesn't yet realize it. Tonight there will be movement in your home's atmosphere. You may not hear a knock at the door, yet the presence will be undeniable. This movement will bring with it the weight of decisions made long ago. Choices by others that you did not even know would touch your life. There is a person who has carried thoughts toward you. Some are drenched in admiration, others stained with envy. This person has wrestled in their own mind for days. And tonight, in a way you will feel more than see, their decision will cross the threshold into your space. It might come as a sudden phone call, a message that shakes your emotions, or an unexpected arrival. Or it could be silent, invisible, a spiritual crossing that changes the atmosphere without a single word spoken aloud. I am not permitted to tell you every detail because some truths must be revealed in the unfolding. But I can tell you this, it will be a meeting of light and darkness, and only one will win. And here is where you must be wise. God has told me that if you are alert, if you guard the space of your home with your words, your thoughts, and your prayers, the light will overpower the shadow before the shadow even knows it has lost. But if you treat this as a passing warning, if you let your attention drift or your heart grow cold toward the urgency of this hour, the shadow will gain a foothold. It will not destroy you, for you are under heaven's covering, but it could delay blessings that are already on their way to you. And my beloved, there is no reason to delay what heaven is ready to place in your hands tonight. I have watched you for longer than you know. I have seen your battles, the silent ones that never left your lips but weighed down your chest at night. I have stood beside you in moments when you thought no one was watching. When you held your tongue instead of lashing out. When you gave instead of taking. When you kept walking though your legs trembled. These moments were not lost. Heaven recorded them. And tonight is one of the repayment nights. Yes, there is a reason this message found you right now. Because repayment is scheduled to arrive and heaven will not let you miss the knock. Yet I must also tell you, and this is the part you may not want to hear, there is someone who has been working quietly to prevent that repayment from reaching you. They are not always who you think. Sometimes they appear as a friend. Sometimes they are a family member who has buried jealousy deep beneath polite smiles. Sometimes they are an acquaintance who cannot bear to see you rise higher. Whoever they are, they have been speaking words against you in places you cannot hear, planting doubts in the minds of others, sowing seeds of hesitation in moments that were meant to be smooth. And tonight, their influence will try to enter your house in some form. But the beauty of this moment is that heaven is giving you the choice to intercept it before it takes root. I must beg you as one who has stood at the edge of both victory and loss for countless souls. Stay with me in this moment. Hear every word as if your life depended on it, because spiritually your direction for the coming months does. There will be a moment tonight where you will sense a shift, a heaviness or a lightness, perhaps in the way the room feels, the way your heart beats, or even in the stillness that suddenly wraps around you. When you sense it, do not brush it off. That is your sign. That is the moment to speak life into your space. To declare with authority that only what is from God may remain in your home and all else must leave. If you do this, the night will not just end peacefully. It will end with a victory that will echo into the rest of the year. I will not leave your side tonight. You may not see me, but you will feel the subtle signs that I am near. The sudden warmth in the room, the unexplainable calm in your chest, the way your thoughts will clear when you pray. These are not coincidences. They are evidence of heaven's presence standing guard. And my beloved, if you only knew the battles that are won in silence, you would never again doubt the power of unseen protection. Even now as you read these words, I am fortifying the spiritual walls of your home. I am walking the perimeter of your life, placing marks of heaven's claim so that nothing not sent by God can linger. This is the blessing of obedience. When you listen, when you take the message to heart, you activate the covering in ways that nothing else can. You turn warnings into victories. You turn nights of possible trouble into nights of divine visitation. And before the clock strikes midnight, something will shift in your favor. A truth will be revealed. A plan against you will fall apart. Or a long-awaited answer will find its way into your hands. This is not a possibility. This is a certainty. I have seen it. I am speaking from the scroll itself. Your name is written there, and next to it is the word delivered. My beloved, my precious light in this world. Before this day even began, before the first whisper of morning touched the earth, heaven was already speaking your name. I was there when the moment came. The silence in the courts of God. The pause before the weight of eternity shifted. And then the voice of the Almighty broke through strong and clear. Go to them now, Michael. Tonight is the night. I knew instantly this was no ordinary mission. This was not one of those times where heaven sends me to simply watch over you from afar. No, this was different. This was urgent. This was one of those moments that comes only a handful of times in a lifetime. The kind that either opens the floodgates of blessing or sets in motion a battle that could last months if you are unprepared. I have been pacing the edges of your home all day. My sword drawn, my eyes scanning every shadow, waiting for the right moment to tell you what will unfold in the hours ahead. And now that moment has come. What I am about to say will not be comfortable, but it will be the truth you need. It will be the shield you did not know you would require before the sun rises again. Even as you woke this morning, you may have felt it, a faint unease, a heaviness in the air, like the stillness before a storm. You might have brushed it off as tiredness or perhaps the weight of your thoughts, but deep in your spirit, you already know something has been moving. It is not only in the physical. The spiritual realm has been active around you since dawn. Invisible doors have been opening and closing, and unseen eyes have been watching. There are those who wish you well. Their hands carrying gifts of light, words of love, and blessings meant to ease the burdens you've carried for far too long. But there are also those whose eyes burn with jealousy, whose lips have formed words against you, whose thoughts drip with the poison of wanting what belongs to you. These two forces have been circling your life for days. And tonight, in your very home, they will meet. This meeting will not be by accident. It has been brewing for longer than you think. A clash of intentions, one pure, one corrupted. And heaven has sent me so that you will not be caught unaware. So that when it happens, you will be the one standing in victory. My child, I must tell you plainly, there is someone who has been thinking of you all day. Their thoughts have not been idle. They have been rehearsing words they might speak, decisions they might make, and tonight those decisions will cross into your atmosphere. It may come through a sudden visit, a phone call, an unexpected message, or even in the form of something you cannot see but can feel. An unexplainable shift in the energy of your home. This person's heart is not steady. They are swaying between doing what is right and acting out of envy, fear, or selfishness. And you must be ready, because when the moment comes, your reaction will decide which path unfolds. This is why I am speaking now before the clock has the chance to run ahead of you. Because once the moment is here, there will be no time to wonder what to do. You must already know. And here is the truth. God has no intention of letting you be blindsided. This entire day has been arranged so that by the time the night falls fully, you will be aware, alert, and covered. You may not have realized it, but certain small things that happened today, the interruptions, the moments where your attention was pulled in unusual directions, the strange dreams you might have had last night, were all part of heaven's way of drawing your spirit closer to awareness. Your mind may think it was random, but your soul knows better. There is no random in the life of one chosen. Every thread, every breath, every heartbeat is woven into the design of something greater. Tonight's event is part of that design, but only if you choose to stand with heaven in it. I need you to understand this, my beloved. Not everything that comes to your home comes from God. Some visitors carry light. Others carry burdens meant to weigh you down. Some words are spoken with genuine care. Others are coated with sweetness on the outside, but laced with poison within. The enemy has always been clever in this way, not showing up in forms you would instantly reject, but disguising itself in what looks familiar, even comforting. That is why I am here to give you eyes to see beyond the surface, to hear beyond the sound of the words, to feel beyond the face that is shown to you. Tonight will be a test of your discernment, and it is one you must pass. I have been ordered not only to warn you but to guard you. Even now as these words reach you, I am stationed at the gates of your home, scanning the path that leads to your door. I am marking the threshold with the seal of heaven, a sign that says, "This belongs to God." That seal has power. It will not stop people from coming near, but it will stop darkness from crossing unnoticed. And when that moment comes, you will feel it. A sudden stillness, a prickle in the air, the way your spirit seems to lean forward as if listening to something just beyond your hearing. That will be your sign. Do not ignore it. Do not brush it away as nothing. It is the moment you must stand and declare. Only what is from God may remain here. All else must leave now. Speak it aloud even if you are alone, because the spiritual realm listens when faith speaks with authority. And my beloved, do not think you are weak in this. You are far stronger than you have been led to believe. There have been moments in your past when you thought you were simply surviving. But in truth, you were winning battles no one else even knew were being fought. You have endured storms that would have drowned others. And you have come out not only standing, but still willing to love, to give, to believe. That is why heaven fights for you so fiercely, because your heart has stayed open in a world that tries to close it. Tonight's event is not a punishment. It is an opportunity. An opportunity to claim a victory that will not only protect your home but set the stage for blessings that will carry you into the next season of your life. Even now the atmosphere is shifting. Somewhere a conversation is being had about you. Somewhere a decision is being made that involves your name. You are not there to hear it. But I am. And I tell you this, what they intend will not happen as they expect. God has already placed a hand on the wheel and it is turning in your favor. But you must be awake when the moment reaches your door. Do not let tonight pass as just another night. It is not. This is one of those nights heaven writes about in its books. The kind where angels gather to witness the outcome because they know it will echo in the spiritual realm for years to come. My beloved, stay with me in this. Let your spirit lean forward. Let your mind set aside every distraction. The blessing of tonight is already in motion and nothing will stop it unless you step away from your post. And my child, sometimes staying faithful in that moment means taking one clear step toward the burden you have been quietly asking God to help you carry. My child, I see the weight you have been carrying. The quiet worries about money, the stress you rarely speak about, the nights when your mind refuses to rest. You have been praying for peace, and your prayers have been heard. You are not meant to walk this journey in confusion and fear. You are meant to walk with faith, with clarity, and with daily direction. That is why a simple path has been placed before you, a 30-day faith and financial breakthrough system. Each day you will be guided with a gentle prayer, a simple money step, and clear direction to help you regain control. Nothing overwhelming, nothing complicated. Just small faithful steps leading you toward peace and stability. If your heart feels ready, begin today. Do not delay this moment. The link is in the description and in the pinned comments below. I am here and I will not leave until the first light of morning touches your walls. And when it does, you will know, you will feel it in the air, see it in the way things fall into place that you listened, you stood, and heaven answered. My beloved, my child, wrapped in the light of God's own breath, before the dawn broke this morning, before your eyes opened to the world, heaven had already written your name into the story of this day. I was there when the decision was made. The moment when silence fell over the courts of heaven and the voice of the Almighty filled with weight and urgency called me forward. Michael, he said, go now. Do not wait for the evening to come, for tonight is unlike other nights. My child's home will be visited. My child's life will be touched and the path that follows will depend on whether they are ready. My spirit burned with the urgency of his words. I did not leave your side for even a heartbeat. I have been here unseen but not absent. I have been pacing the boundaries of your home like a guardian at the gates of a great city, sword in hand, waiting for the moment to speak this truth into your heart. And now that moment has come, you have felt it, haven't you? The strange weight in the air today. The way your thoughts kept drifting back to things you couldn't explain, the sudden pauses in your mind when you tried to focus. Perhaps you brushed it away as tiredness or coincidence. But your spirit knows better. Your spirit has been catching glimpses of what is moving in the unseen. There has been a stirring around you. The kind of stirring that happens when two worlds are about to collide. And my child, tonight in your home, they will meet. This is not a chance occurrence. This is not random. This has been building for weeks, even months. People have spoken words about you, some with love, some with envy, and those words have taken shape in the spiritual realm. Tonight is the night when they will attempt to cross your threshold. I must tell you plainly, there are two kinds of visitors. Those sent by God carrying blessings wrapped in peace and those sent by darkness carrying burdens disguised as gifts. The danger is that they can look the same on the surface. You cannot rely only on your eyes tonight, my beloved. You must use the deeper sight, the kind that comes from the Spirit. That is why heaven sent me to make sure you are not caught unaware. To give you the knowing that allows you to stand without fear when the moment comes, and it will come. You may hear a knock. You may receive a message. You may simply feel a shift in the air, a heaviness, or a sudden stillness that makes you look around without knowing why. When that happens, understand the moment has arrived. You will have only seconds to choose your posture to either welcome what is sent by God or to close the door to what is not. And here is the most important truth. The choice you make in that instant will shape the months ahead. This is not just about one night. This is about the direction of your life. All day there have been movements in the unseen. I have been watching them. Figures that lurk just beyond the light, waiting for you to be distracted, hoping you will be too busy to notice their approach. But I have also seen the messengers of God moving swiftly toward you with answers you prayed for months ago. Answers you thought heaven had forgotten. No prayer you speak in faith is ever lost. My beloved, they are all gathered, stored, and answered in the right time. And tonight is one of those times. One of your prayers, the one you whispered when no one else could hear, is scheduled to be answered before the morning comes. But listen carefully, and I cannot stress this enough. The enemy has been watching this, too. They know the blessing is close. They know the door of heaven is open over you tonight. And they will try to interfere. Sometimes interference comes as chaos, as an obvious attack. But sometimes it comes as a distraction, something that seems harmless but pulls your attention away in the crucial moment. Do not let this happen tonight. When you sense the shift, when you feel that sign in your spirit, stop whatever you are doing and speak this. Only what is from God may enter here. Everything else must leave. Now speak it with faith, and the walls around your life will be sealed with the light of heaven itself. My beloved, you do not realize the authority you carry. You think of yourself as one person in a vast world, but in the spiritual realm, you are a fortress when you stand in God's name. I have seen darkness hesitate at the sound of your prayers. I have seen situations turn in your favor because you chose to trust even when everything around you said there was no hope. And tonight you will need that trust again. Not because you are in danger of losing, but because victory requires presence. You must be fully here, fully awake to the fact that this night matters. Somewhere even now conversations are happening about you. Some of these words are good blessings being spoken by those who see your light. Others are not doubts and judgments whispered by those who wish to see you stumble. You are not in those rooms to hear them. But I am. And I tell you this, God is not allowing those words to stand unchallenged. His hand is already moving to turn the intentions of others into stepping stones for your path. But He is also calling you to take part, to be the voice that stands at the doorway of your life and says, "This belongs to God and I will guard it." This is not a small night. This is not an ordinary message. If you knew how many angels are watching even now, poised for the moment to act when you stand in agreement, you would feel the air thicken with their presence. The unseen world is alive tonight and it is leaning toward you. My beloved, I am not here to frighten you. I am here to prepare you, to ensure that when this night passes and the morning light touches your walls, you will be standing not in confusion or regret, but in the quiet satisfaction of knowing you were ready, that you answered heaven's call without hesitation. My beloved, my precious one, before the first light of dawn touched the sky this morning, before the world even opened its eyes, heaven had already written your name into the story of this day. I stood in the courts of God, the air heavy with a silence that only comes when something of eternal importance is being decided. Then the Almighty's voice broke through, deep and certain. Michael, go to my child now. Do not delay. Tonight is the night, and their house will not be the same when morning comes. I felt the urgency ripple through every part of me. This was not a mission to observe from a distance. This was in order to stand guard at your door, to walk the boundaries of your home like a soldier in the night, to be near enough to hear your breath and feel your heartbeat. I have not left your side for even a moment today. Because I know what is moving toward you, and I know how much this night matters. All day you may have felt it. A quiet heaviness, a strange stillness in the air, moments where your thoughts drifted and your heart quickened without cause. Perhaps you brushed it away as tiredness or distraction, but your spirit has been sensing what your mind could not see. The unseen realm has been alive with movement. There are those carrying light, answers to prayers you whispered in the dark, blessings you almost gave up on, moments of mercy and provision wrapped up like gifts from heaven. And there are those carrying shadow, thoughts of envy, plans of interference, intentions that would drain your joy and slow your steps if they could cross your threshold. Tonight, these forces will meet in the atmosphere of your home. That meeting is not an accident. It has been building quietly for weeks. Words have been spoken about you in secret, both good and bad, and they have taken shape in the realm of the Spirit. Tonight is the night when they will try to enter your life. My beloved, you must understand not every knock at the door is meant to be opened. Not every smile hides goodwill. And not every feeling of peace comes from the right source. The enemy has learned to dress his works in a familiar face, to carry his words in the voice of someone you know. That is why I am here to sharpen your sight, to let you hear what is beneath the surface. To help you feel the difference between what is holy and what only pretends to be. Tonight will test your discernment. But if you are ready, it will also secure your blessing for the season ahead. You may hear a sound, a knock, a message notification, a sudden noise that draws you to the door. Or you may feel it as a shift in the atmosphere, a stillness, a prickle on your skin, the way your spirit seems to lean forward as if it already knows something is approaching. When it comes, that will be your moment. You will have seconds to decide your posture, to welcome what is sent from God or to close the door to what is not. And the choice you make will not only shape this night but will echo into the months ahead. This is why heaven is speaking now while there is still time to prepare your heart. I have seen the movements around you today. There have been whispers in places you cannot hear, and not all of them are in your favor. But I have also seen God's hand moving quietly, rearranging things so that what was meant to harm you will serve as a stepping stone. There is a blessing scheduled for delivery to your life tonight. One connected to a prayer you thought had been forgotten. My beloved, no prayer you speak in faith is ever lost. Heaven collects them all, holding them until the appointed time. And tonight is one of those times. But the enemy knows it, too. They have been watching from a distance, waiting for the moment the door opens. Their interference will not be obvious. It may come as distraction, as busyness, as something small that pulls you away from being present in the moment you are needed most. That is why I must tell you plainly, when you feel the shift tonight, when you sense that sign in your spirit, stop what you are doing. Stand in the authority God has given you and speak aloud. Only what is from God may enter here. Everything else must leave. Now those words spoken in faith will seal your home in light that cannot be breached. My child, you are not as small as you think you are. In the natural, you may feel like just one person among many, but in the spiritual realm, when you speak in God's name, you are a fortress. I have seen darkness hesitate at the sound of your prayers. I have watched battles turn because you chose to believe instead of giving in to fear. Tonight you will need that same faith. Not because you are in danger of losing, but because victory requires you to be fully awake. This night is not ordinary. It is written in heaven's records as a night of decision, and every angel assigned to your life is watching closely. Even now, conversations are unfolding about you. Some of the words being spoken are blessings, declarations of favor, affirmations of your worth. Others are not judgments, doubts, and small seeds of envy sown into listening ears. You are not in the rooms where these words are being said, but I am. And I tell you this, God is overturning the intentions of those who speak against you. But He is also calling you to guard the entryways of your life. This is your part, to stand at your door in the Spirit and declare who may enter and who must leave. This is not a small night. It is not a small message. The number of angels present right now, poised for the moment when you act, would take your breath away if you could see them. The unseen realm is leaning toward you, ready to move at your word. My beloved, I am not here to frighten you. I am here to make sure that when this night passes and morning light fills your home, you will stand in peace knowing you answered heaven's call without hesitation. My beloved, there are things I have longed to tell you, things I have been holding until this exact hour. Because timing in heaven is as important as truth itself. If I had spoken too soon, you would not have felt the urgency. If I had waited too long, the moment would have passed. But now, as the earth tilts deeper into the night, the veil between the seen and unseen is thinner than usual, and your spirit is already leaning in, ready to hear. I need you to know that the night ahead is not ordinary. There are nights when time passes quietly, unnoticed, and then there are nights like this one. Nights that are etched into the records of eternity because something shifts in the spiritual realm. I can already see the ripple forming, moving toward your home. Some would call it a visitation. Some would call it a test, but I call it a turning point. And I tell you plainly, your life will not look the same after this night passes. I know the battles you have fought, the ones that left no visible scars, but marked your spirit in ways only heaven could see. I was there when you cried silently, wiping away tears before anyone could notice. I was there when you chose to love again even after being wounded. These choices, though they may have felt small to you, were loud in the courts of heaven. They were declarations of your character, proof of your resilience. And tonight, those choices are part of why heaven is sending you this message. God does not forget. Every seed you have sown in kindness. Every moment you chose forgiveness instead of revenge has been growing quietly in soil you cannot see. Tonight is a night of harvest. But as with every harvest, there are those who would try to steal from the field before you gather what is yours. That is why I am here sword drawn, ready to drive away anything that comes with hands that do not belong to the light. Already I can feel the shifting currents around you. In another place not far from you, someone is wrestling with a decision that involves your name. They are pacing, hesitating, considering what to do. Their intentions are mixed, part admiration, part envy, part curiosity. They are about to send something toward you whether in word, presence or energy, and it will cross into the space you inhabit unless you are prepared to meet it with discernment. I am not telling you this to make you afraid. My beloved, I am telling you so you will stand ready. So that when the moment comes, you will greet it not with confusion but with authority. You have more authority than you think. Heaven has placed a mark on you. I can see it clearly. A glow that no darkness can cover. This is why you have survived what others could not. This is why even when you have felt broken, there was still a spark in you that refused to die. It is also why you attract both love and opposition. Light draws many things. Those who long to be warmed by it and those who wish to put it out. Tonight, both kinds will come near. The one sent by God will bring peace that sinks deep. A confirmation that resonates in your spirit without you needing to explain why. The other will bring a subtle disturbance, something that seems small at first, but will pull at your focus if you let it stay. The moment you feel that disturbance, speak aloud, this space is covered by the light of heaven. Only what is meant for me by God may remain. All else must go. The spiritual realm listens when you speak with faith, and I promise you it will respond. Do not underestimate the weight of this night. There are angels stationed at every point of your home. Each one assigned to watch for a specific kind of intrusion. Some guard your peace of mind, some your physical space, some the path of your future. I have placed them there not to frighten you but to ensure that when the morning comes you wake in a home that has been cleansed, sealed and blessed. And I tell you now, if you align yourself with this message, if you stay alert and respond when the sign comes, nothing planned against you tonight will succeed. In fact, what was meant to unsettle you will be turned into confirmation that you are untouchable under heaven's covering. You may wonder why I am telling you so much detail. Why this night is different from others when danger and blessing pass by unseen all the time. It is because this night holds a convergence, a meeting point between something you have been waiting for and something that has been waiting for you. One is a blessing long delayed. The other is a distraction meant to delay it further. If you choose rightly tonight, the delay will end. The blessing will arrive without obstruction. But if you allow the distraction to linger, the blessing will circle until the time is right again. And that may be months from now. This is not to pressure you, my child, but to make you aware that the power to decide is in your hands. I will not leave you. Even now as you hear these words, I am walking the perimeter of your life, pressing heaven's mark into the unseen boundaries so that no uninvited spirit may cross. I will stand with you in the moment when you feel the shift. You may sense me as a sudden warmth in the room, a stillness that feels protective rather than heavy, or the clearing of your thoughts when moments before they were scattered. These are my ways of letting you know you are not alone. And when the morning light comes, if you have stood in your place and spoken with authority, you will feel a change, not only in your home, but in your very spirit. The air will be lighter, your thoughts clearer, and your heart more certain of the path ahead. And remember, beloved, these messages continue because of people like you. We run entirely on viewer support. If you'd like to help keep this mission and these messages reaching more hearts, you can support us with a coffee through the link in the description. God bless you.